Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I decided that I would try doing polygel nails, so I thought I might as well record it and see how it turns out. I'm probably just going to record it and then put a voiceover because it's either going to be uploaded because it went really well or because it's an absolute disaster and it's funny. So if you want to see which one it ends up being, keep on watching. So as you can see, I've got the Gershon, I don't know how you pronounce it, polygel set. This is everything that comes in the set, and I got it off Amazon and it was on sale when I purchased it. It was still the Black Friday sales. So in the set you get a nail file and also a brush that comes with it. Most polygel sets get this brush. It has a brush side on one side and a spatula on the other. This kit comes with both nail forms and dual forms, and I'm going to be trying to use the dual forms. I think nail forms look way more complicated. There is also a top and base coat, and then also 6 full sizes of the tubes of polygel, and they are all different colours. Next, I got myself an LED lamp. It is motion censored, which I think is really cool, and it also has different time options on the top. I also bought a dehydrator to prep my nails, cuticle oil, and then just one gel nail varnish in this red colour. I also got some lint-free wipes and some acetone to get it off if it all goes horribly wrong. I also had some rubbing alcohol for my slip solution. So the first thing I actually did was prep my nails by pushing back my cuticles and cutting them, but I didn't show you this because it's a bit gross, and yeah. And then now I'm trying to fit the dual forms to my nails. In all of the videos I watched, they say to size up because it's better to have them too big than to have them too small with dual forms. I'm also matching the sizes on each of my hands and checking they fit both hands because I want my hands to look as even as possible. So I think by picking the same sizes, that will try and help make them look even if my application process makes them look really wonky. So like I said, I'd already prepped my nails, which included filing them, but in this clip of the video I'm just buffing the top of my nails to make sure that the polygel sticks and adheres better to them, and then I'm rubbing them clean with rubbing alcohol. In the videos I watched they said not to use acetone to clean them after doing this step because you're basically reversing the buffing, but I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on that and do your own research. So the next thing I did was apply the dehydrator to my nails, and it just air dried really quickly, and I made sure not to put too much on, so I just put a tiny bit on each nail. The next thing I did was apply the base coat and cured it in the lamp for 60 seconds. I've cut down some of the lamp times in this time lapse, so if you think it doesn't look like I've cured them for long enough, it's probably because I've cut out most of it. To begin with, I poured some rubbing alcohol into a little pot so that can be my slip solution when I start applying the polygel to the dual form. So as you can see, I first dip the spatula into the rubbing alcohol and then squeeze out the polygel onto the spatula before then scraping that into the dual form. I then use the brush side to spread out the polygel in the dual form, and I use a bit of rubbing alcohol to make sure that the polygel doesn't stick to the brush. And as you can see, I'm really happy with how my thumb turned out. I was very impressed with myself. I then take off the sticky layer using some alcohol, and then I go on to complete all the other nails, so I will let you watch me repeat this process over and over again for each of the other nails. I'm really sorry that most of this is out of frame. I was really concentrating on trying to get the nails to look good. I'm also sorry that my head comes into the frame a couple of times, but as I said, I was really trying to concentrate on making sure the nails turned out well. Here you can see me cut down the length of the nails. This is just so that it's easier to do the others because they were getting in the way. This is what the nails looked like before I filed them down, and I'm sorry this clip's a bit jumpy, it's because I had to slow it down from a time lapse. The filing down took ages as I'd made them much longer and thicker when I was doing them in the dual forms because it was easier to apply, and that's just kind of how they turned out. So it took quite a lot of filing to get them into the shapes that I wanted. So this is what the nails ended up looking like after I'd finished filing them. The middle finger and index finger were much shorter than the other three nails because I'd cut them down, whereas I filed the other ones down. And then I wipe away the dust with rubbing alcohol, and then I paint them with the red gel nail varnish, and then finally the top coat. So this is the final set of nails that I've ended up with. I know they're not perfect by any means, but I am so happy that this is my first attempt. I especially like these two nails. I feel like smaller nails were easier to do, but yeah, they're quite thick, and like from the underside they look disgusting. So I think I might need to get one of the electric drills, because then I could get in there and actually file away the underside. But I really love the colour. The colour that I used was this gel nail varnish, if anyone was wondering, and I'm really happy with them for my first attempt. There are definitely impurities, like you can see. I think when I was doing the top coat I was so like excited that I was done that, you know, there's bubbles in that, and somehow I've ended up with like a dip and a bubble in that. So I think I need to be careful when I'm doing this hand. I'm going to be careful when applying the top coat. But yeah, if you've got any tips, please leave them down below. I'm not going to film me doing my other hand because my left hand can't do anything, so I'm not going to bother filming this part, but I will insert a clip at the end to show like them all together. I'm really happy with them for a first attempt, and I'm definitely going to keep practicing and trying to get better. Like, that is just bad shaping. I realised also I'd never really shaped my nails before. I just had like painted them and that was that. So I feel like shaping the Polygel was then an experience. They're all very different. Like, I wouldn't say they are a very good matching set. The thumb is definitely the longest, so I don't think that's a very clever idea because my thumb is going to be probably the first one to go off. But I did keep, I think that's why my index finger, middle finger are a bit shorter than these two. I think they look nicer a bit longer, but I want practicalities. I think it's better to have a shorter index finger, and maybe I should definitely done a shorter thumb. We'll see how they hold up. Hopefully they hold up well. I'm not going to post this video straight away so that I can tell you guys how long they last. It has now been 2 weeks since I put these nails on, and I have actually picked off 3 of the nails, but the rest are intact. But I'm going to redo them because they are really thick at this edge, and now that it's come away from this part of my nail, my hair's getting underneath it when I put my fingers through my hair, so it's starting to pull them off. So you can see that these are the 3 nails that have come off. And these 2 are the same as the video. In the video I redid these 3 in terms of I reshaped them slightly. So yeah, I also think I could get away with these for a couple more days because they've got a nice edge, whereas like this one, when I painted it, I didn't get a nice rounded sharp edge. It kind of goes splotchy, so I think that really makes it look worse growing out, whereas these don't look as bad. Yeah, they're starting to all come off. I don't know if I actually did a clip showing you this hand once I did it, but I definitely think these came out better, which I was surprised by because obviously I was doing it with my non-dominant hand. But so this is how much they'd grown out after 2 weeks. I now know not to make this part as thick so that when they grow out they look a bit better. I also think I'm going to try just growing out my nails and putting Polygel on top of them to strengthen them rather than doing the extensions. I think it'll be easier to do, and then that way I can, because I don't want particularly long nails, so I think I can grow my nails out to be this long with Polygel on top of them and then just paint them with the gel. So I think I probably will do extensions one more time while they're growing out, but I'm really glad with how these turned out. Considering they were my first try and they've lasted 2 weeks, I'm very happy with them. Please let me know down below any tips you have, especially for getting the underside to look nicer. Like, I think I built them up quite thick, and because I knew I wanted them short, it was easier to do longer ones and then file it in shorter. But I know that if you don't make it thick at the apex, then it will snap, but then I don't know how to get it to go off looking nice. So tips would be appreciated. Thank you for watching.